Discussions allow you to communicate with others in order to ask questions, share ideas, voice concerns, or just about anything else you'd have a face-to-face conversation with them about. The difference is that it's captured and retained online so others can see it, refer to it, and respond to it on their own time. There usually is a discussion board that comes by default with most team sites. But remember, other types of discussions might have names, so you have to kind of look and find which one is actually a discussion. On the left-hand side in the Quick Launch, the default name is a team discussion. You can simply give this a click or a tap to open the discussion and see what's being discussed at the moment. Like a regular list, at the very top is a link for a new discussion. So if you want to start a brand new discussion topic, simply give this a click or a tap. It's going to open a screen, and you need to start by putting in a subject. Your subject should be meaningful, and it should also be searchable. In this case, Michael's going to ask a question about how their training company is going to handle the revision to Windows 8. Remember that this subject is what people will easily see from the discussion board without having to open the topic. So again, make it descriptive, but try to keep it short. Then, of course, you want to put in the body of your question, message, opinion, or whatever the topic may be. Michael just has a question about if they're going to revise their content when the revisions come out. Now at the bottom, there's a little check mark, and this is kind of nice because it says, if this is a question, give this a check. That way, people will know that you're asking a question, not just stating something, and that you would like to get answers from other members. That's all there is to it. Once that's finished, you can click Save. But before we do that, take a look at the top of your screen, and notice that because you're working in a rich text field, that you have a lot of kind of word processing elements. You can change your font, you can use styles, you can even do spell check. We'll go ahead and click or tap Save, and Michael has just posted to the team discussion. The default sort is to have the newest posts on top and the older ones scrolling down the screen. You can also use views to see recent, discussions that you're involved in, and even unanswered questions. So if you're an expert, you can come in and maybe help some people out by giving them some answers. When you want to see a topic, you simply need to click or tap on its title. See how that's a link? So we're going to click on How Mobile Do We Go, which opens it up in its own screen, and it gives us a lot of good information. It tells us how many replies there are. It gives us a picture if it's available, who made the post, and of course, what their question is. At the bottom, you can see the date that it was posted, and you can reply, or you can very easily and quickly create an alert. So Erin made a post, and then it looks like Erin answered her own question, or at least added something to the post. We'll go ahead and scroll down. This is how you can follow the thread of conversation. If you want to reply, you have two options. You can either click or tap the link to reply, and let me give you a hint, make sure you're replying to the appropriate part of the conversation. In other words, clicking here is replying to Erin's second post. Clicking up here would be replying to her initial post. You can also simply click or tap where it says Add a Reply, and that basically does the same thing. In order to review a discussion, you need to have read-only permissions. But in order to respond to them or to post on your own, you must have member permissions, just like in a regular library. I wanted to show you something else really quick. This is also reviewed in more detail in the Libraries chapter. In a discussion board, if you move up to the List tab, you have the opportunity to connect to Outlook. Again, we do this in the Library chapter, so we won't do it here. But this connects the discussion to Outlook. It creates a folder, if it's not already there, called SharePoint Lists. And within that folder, there will be a folder with the name of the discussion board. In this case, it's just called Team Discussions. You can actually go there to see every single post to this discussion. They appear just like an email. The benefit is you don't have to come back to various discussion boards throughout your day. You can simply stay in Outlook, where most of us spend a lot of our time, and review all of the responses to discussions there. Hopefully, that will make your use or your monitoring of discussions even more convenient. What you now know is that discussions are a significant method for people to ask for input, feedback, or opinions and receive it from colleagues in SharePoint. Others can reply to the original comments or questions, and yet others can reply to the original post or any other replies, forming a threaded conversation that can really get very detailed. It's important as an author to work to create quality, descriptive titles for your posts. It's likewise important as a contributor who responds to posts to provide clear, accurate information and to avoid things like disparaging remarks or demeaning tone, and to ask what value your post will add. If you're not adding value, then don't bother wasting your time creating the post or kind of clogging up the discussion with whatever you were going to say. Discussions in SharePoint can take a lot of what we normally do in email and move it into a platform where everybody can see it, monitor it, keep track of it much more easily. And that's what we're trying to do with everything: consolidate information and simplify our work.